Hey there, have you ever had a cool idea for a video but thought, I have no idea how to actually make that? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on a game-changing AI tool like Sora and give you a practical guide to get started. Let's jump right in.
It all starts with words, just like these. Now, this isn't just a pretty description, It's actually a command. It's a precise set of instructions for an AI that can literally see this entire scene in its mind's eye. This is the magic we're going to unpack. And it brings up a huge question.
That's the heart of it, right? How do we get from a simple line of text to a moving, almost breathing scene on our screen? Well, it turns out there isn't just one single answer. It's a choice you get to make.
With a tool like Sora, you've got two completely different ways to create. Each one is built for a different kind of goal, a different kind of creator. Think of it like choosing which director's chair you want to sit in. So here's the deal. You need to pick the right tool for the job. On one side, you've got the Sora app. The best way to think about this is like a really powerful, really smart point-and-shoot camera. It's fast, it's visual, and you get amazing results in no time. But then you have the API. Now that's like your fully manual, professional camera. It gives you absolute control, but yeah, it expects you to have a bit more technical know-how. Let's start with the app.
All right, so this first path is all about speed and just seeing what happens. It's pretty much perfect for artists, designers, or really anyone who just wants to throw ideas at the wall and see what sticks, all without writing a single line of code.
And really, the workflow is about as straightforward as it gets. You kinda plan out your shot in your head, you write out a descriptive prompt, you tell it the specs you want, like aspect ratio and how long it should be, and then you just hit generate. From there, you can tweak it, you can refine it, and once you get something you love, you download it, and you're good to go.
Okay, but what if you're a developer? Or what if you want to build this power into your own app, or maybe automate a whole bunch of video creation? Well, that's where the API comes in. This is where you get that super fine-grained control and the power to make videos happen programmatically.
Now this workflow is a little more technical, but don't worry, it's completely logical. You get your coding environment set up, you define the exact parameters for the video, you structure your prompt, and then you send off the request. After the AI does its thing, you grab the file, and you can even automate stitching a bunch of clips together to create a much longer story. And what's really interesting here is how the API demands precision. Unlike the app, you can't just kind of hint at the duration or the size in your creative prompt. No, you have to set these what are called container parameters directly in your code. This makes sure the AI knows the exact technical canvas it's working on before it even thinks about painting.
And this right here? This is a perfect example of how it all comes together. The slide is showing a simplified curl command, which is just a nerdy way to send a request to a server. But look closely. You can see how all those technical bits, the model, the size, the duration, they're all bundled right there next to the creative prompt. It's all in one neat little package, ready to go.
Okay, so we've talked about two different paths, the easy breezy app and the super powerful API. But here's the thing, no matter which one you choose, there's one skill that is absolutely king, writing a great prompt. This is the language you have to speak to get your vision out of your head and onto the screen. To put it simply, your prompt is your script, your storyboard, and your director's notes all rolled into one. The better you can describe what you want, the freakishly closer the AI will get to creating it. So, how do you get good at it? Well, it all boils down to 4 key building blocks. First up, and this one's probably the most obvious, is the subject. Who or what is the absolute focus of your scene? You have to be specific. Is it just a man? Or is it a weathered fisherman with a long gray beard? You see the difference? That specificity is everything. Next, we have the action. What is your subject actually doing? Walking is fine, I guess, but stomping through a deep puddle, splashing muddy water everywhere? That paints a way clearer picture for the AI, and you're going to get a much more dynamic shot.
All right, for this next one, you get to become the cinematographer. You define the camera. Are we using a wide-angle lens? Is this a dramatic soaring crane shot, or maybe a gritty, shaky, handheld camera? These details are so important because they completely change the entire feel of the video. And the final piece of the puzzle? The style. This defines the whole aesthetic of your clip. You can ask for cinematic, golden hour light, or gritty black and white film noir, or even something wild like hand-painted watercolor. This is where you really set the mood.
So let's look at a real example. Here's a template for a classic cinematic shot. Notice how it combines all 4 of those building blocks we just talked about? You've got the camera, the lens, the lighting, and a super clear subject and action. You can literally use this as a recipe for your own stuff.
And hey, it's not just for artsy cinematic scenes. Check this out.
Here's a template for a clean, professional product shot. It specifies the camera, the lighting, the movement, the subject. It's pretty much perfect for showing off a product in a really compelling way.
And to bring it all home, full circle, here is that exact prompt from the very beginning. But now you can see the structure inside the magic, right? It clearly defines the style, dreamlike, hand-painted watercolor. It defines the subject, a floating paper boat, and the action, passes under a glowing moon. It all makes sense now.
Okay, so you've picked your path, you've started to master the art of the prompt, and you've generated your clips. What's next? Well, now it's time to bring it all together for your final cut.
So, let's just quickly recap the biggest ideas here. First, remember there are 2 paths for every creator, so pick the one that actually fits your goal. Second, your prompt is your script. Be descriptive. Third, don't expect the first try to be perfect. Iterate. Your first generation is almost always just a starting point. Fourth, to tell longer stories, think in scenes, and then edit your short clips together. And finally, and this one's important, just be transparent about using AI. It builds trust with your audience.
Look, this technology puts an unbelievably powerful tool into the hands of creators everywhere. It just smashes the barriers between your imagination and actually executing on it. So the real question isn't just about how it works anymore. The real question is, what will you create with it? What stories are just waiting for you to tell?